Please ask him to bring the dog inside at the first repeat bark after 10. One bark happens. 5 in a row feels like midnight math when you have a baby. Done. Okay, teach me a bark loop breaker that doesn't escalate. Here's a calm protocol. At the first repeat bark, do not shout. You say thank you in a neutral tone, call the dog away from the door, scatter 3 pieces of kibble on the mat behind you, and lead him to a settle spot with a licking treat already ready, frozen yogurt in a Kong or a safe chew. Turn on the fan, drop the blinds, and sit for 2 minutes. Praise quiet. Ignore the rest. If he re-engages, you reset once. If he persists, the night is over for porch life. He goes crated or bedroom with white noise. It's muscle memory for both of you. What about citronella bark collars? My cousin swears by them. Some dogs shut down. Some panic. The HOA doesn't require devices. We prefer training plus management and, if needed, a certified trainer to run a desensitization plan to dumpsters, doors, and footsteps. If your vet suggests a calming aid short-term while you train, that's between you and the vet. The enforcement piece cares about results, quiet nights, not your method as long as it's humane. My balcony faces the courtyard. People talk. He hears footsteps and rumbles like a tiny thunder machine. Any screening you'll allow? Inside your rail, a clear mesh or pet screen is fine. Exterior-facing tarps or banners on the outside rail are not. You can also add sheer film to the bottom third of the slider to block paw-height visuals. Keep it tidy. Keep screws inside your unit, not in common rail. No cloth drapes that sail and scare the dog. I can do mesh. Will you spell the uploads I need to stop the fine clock today? Tonight, post 4 items. A photo of your hands-free leash belt clipped to the leash. No rail clips. A photo of your balcony gate with a self-closing hinge or a latch engaged and the interior mesh installed. A screenshot of your white noise app schedule, 10 p.m., 7 a.m., and the window blinds down on the dumpster view. A 7-day plan typed in 1 paragraph. 30 men walk by 9 p.m. Chew at 9:30, balcony closed at 10. Sitter on 2 until 11, white noise nightly. Bag station restock photo posted wed, hands-free leash, no tethers. Text me at Normabartures if Loop barks and I come get him within 2 minutes. Upload those and I'll mark in progress, no fines immediately. After 7 quiet nights with a simple sound log screenshot, I'll mark resolved, compliant. What if he relapses next week when the weather changes? You ping me once, relapse tonight. Sitter scheduled next 2 nights. Resuming chew plus white noise. Training session booked for Saturday. Momentum matters more than perfection. Logs show effort and outcomes. The board sees that and stops thinking won't and starts seeing trying and fixing. Can we talk about dog meetups? He barks like a fool at the elevator and then kisses the dog in the lawn. It's like his brain forgets etiquette in the echo. Elevators and corners are thresholds. Do a find it drill with 2 kibbles on the floor when the elevator dings. Stand aside with his body parallel to traffic and feed as dogs pass. No head-on introductions in tight space. If you meet on grass, do a J-shaped approach, sniff, then move, not park. And if your dog gets stiff, you leave politely, no shame. Just space. My neighbor asked me to post in the app that I'll trade bags if she's ever caught out. That feels like I'm admitting guilt I don't have. It reads as neighborly, not an admission. I carry spares. Wave, and I'll hand you one. Lowers defensiveness and raises compliance. The goal isn't blame, it's clean grass. Will the HOA help with training costs? Money's real? We can't fund it, but we can share discount codes from local trainers who offer group sessions and anxiety workshops. Also, we'll post quiet hours etiquette reminders that include dogs explicitly so it doesn't feel targeted at you. What about cats on balconies? My neighbor's cat screeches at 1 a.m. Same nuisance rule applies across species. We'll address it. You don't have to carry that water because you spoke up about your own dog. Okay, I'll do the hands-free leash, the mesh, the white noise, the chew, and the sitter for late shifts. I'll top the station this afternoon and post a photo. What should I say in the app that stops people from throwing shade but invites them to text me, not the board? Try this. Working on our rescues night routine, white noise, exercise, balcony closed after 10. If you hear a repeat bark after 10, please text me and I'll bring him inside in 2 minutes. I carry spare waste bags. Wave me down. No tethers on rails. Hands-free leash only. Thanks for helping us get him settled. That's concise, accountable, and calm. Could you do me one more favor and explain why barking rules exist without making it sound like dogs are unwanted? Sure. Barking rules exist because late-night loops break sleep and sleep keeps neighbors human. Our job is to make ownership and quiet live together. Dogs belong, and so do babies and night shift workers. The rule is the rhythm, not the species. My neighbor is nodding, which is a miracle. Because you're offering concrete things, a 2-minute response, a plan, proof you're trying, and a door open to text before thread. One last edge case, thunderstorms and fireworks. He melts into a puddle of sound and shakes. Preload calming, earlier exercise, closed curtains, white noise, a hidey spot, bathroom with a fan, and a chew. Ask your vet about a thunder shirt or an as-needed calming med for those nights. And post a courtesy note on the app July 3rd, noise-sensitive dog, doing our plan. Please forgive a bark or two while we ride it out. People soften when warned. My walker's leash is a flexi. Do I make her switch? Yes. Flexes become clotheslines around corners. The rule is 6-foot standard leash in common areas. It's precise for a reason. What about muzzles? Some neighbors ask for them on any dog that barks. Muzzles are a training tool for specific behaviors, not a punishment for sound. We don't require them for barking. If a trainer recommends a basket muzzle for vet visits or management, that's your call, not ours. Our focus is quiet hours, leash waste, and supervision. Can we talk insurance? The sticker had a line about premises liability. That's the stair tether issue. If a passerby trips on your leash tied to a rail, you and the association both get dragged into a claim. Taking the human end of the leash off the rail takes the lawyer out of the picture. What about breed people throw around on the app? I'm sick of it. Breed is not part of enforcement. Behavior and compliance are. The only time breed enters the chat is if your insurer has a list, and that's not the HOA. We enforce the nuisance clause equally. Okay, I think we have a plan. Spell it back to me fast so I don't mess it up. Night, 30-minute walk. Chew at 9:30. Blinds down, white noise on. Balcony closed and latched. If a bark loop starts, you intervene within 2 minutes or your sitter does. Day, 6-foot leash in hand. Hands-free belt for walker. Yield at corners. Bag every time. Step off path for potty. Refill station photo Wednesday. Balcony. Interior mesh. Self-closing latch. No wedges. Dog supervised. Uploads tonight. Belt photo, latch, mesh photo, white noise schedule screenshot, 1-paragraph 7-day plan. After 7 days, post a simple sound log screenshot, no spikes after 10, neighbor message, 2-minute promise, and spare bags. 5 p.m., a long loop around the block. 9:58. The blinds come down. White noise hums. A Kong lands like a small planet on the dog bed. At 10:07, the building is soft and low. The balcony gate clicks. A phone alarm at 10:10 glows and goes dark. The rescue sighs and drifts. 11:10. The dumpster lid closes with a padded thump and nobody hears it. 6:42 a.m. Sneakers swish down the hall. The leash clicks to a belt. 2 bags swing from a carabiner. The Greenbelt station shows fresh rolls. A photo goes to the portal with a thumbs up. The sticker on the mailbox curls and lifts in the morning sun. Say it clean for the close. Here it is. You stuck a neon sticker on my mailbox that says nuisance animal barking, leash and waste, fine pending. Because my rescue barked while I was at work, and a dog walker tied the leash to the stair rail for 2 minutes. I'm not running a kennel. I'm trying to keep one anxious mutt from chewing my doorframe to dust. Let's take a breath. I'm Officer Reed. I'm here because the HOA got 4 calls in a week. Repeated barking between 10:30 p.m. and 11:10 p.m. on Tuesday. A tied leash on the community stair railing Wednesday at 7:15 a.m., 2 unbagged piles along the Greenbelt on Friday morning, and a report that your balcony gate was propped with a shoe so the dog could hang out unsupervised. I'm not here to tell you to stop owning a dog. I'm here to keep this calm and translate what the rules actually require. Quiet hours, no tethering to common structures, leash always in common areas, waste picked up every time, and no unattended animals on balconies or in shared space, and then show you a plan that gets you to compliance without turning your life into a stack of fines. Calm. Would have been a message that says, quiet hours are 10 p.m., 8 a.m., no tethers on rails, bag every single time. Supervise the balcony and post a short plan for separation anxiety, not a sticker that reads like I let a wolf do laps on the stairwell. The complaint list is specific, so I'm going to be specific. Tuesday, 3 neighbors reported a patterned bark every 3 to 6 minutes for about 40 minutes late at night. Wednesday, your dog walker clipped the leash to the stair rail to free both hands while tying a bag, and the leash wrapped the post as a neighbor passed. Friday, 2 piles along the Greenbelt path within 20 yards of the pet waste station. Same morning, same jogger found both. And yesterday, your balcony wedge, a shoe, holding the gate open while the dog lay with paws over the edge. No person in sight. None of that says get rid of your dog. It says we need to stop late-night barking, stop tethering to common structures. Keep the leash in your hand, bag the waste, and supervise on raised edges. Okay, but that night bark wasn't willful. He whines after 10 when delivery trucks clank the lid at the dumpster. He's a rescue. He's figuring out life. I believe you. The rule isn't no sound. It's no repeated nuisance during quiet hours. Separation anxiety is real. The path through this is structure. Predictable exercise before bed. White noise inside, window film on line-of-sight triggers. A chew that lasts. And if he still spirals, a day sitter on the late shift until the routine sticks. We'll also set up proof that shows the bark pattern is gone so the fine doesn't stick. My walker tied the leash for 1 minute because the bag split. She didn't run to Vegas. I get the intent. But HOA and City both read tethering to common property as a no, because people trip, kids spook, and dogs panic when a stroller pinches the lead. The fix is a hands-free belt for the walker, so the leash is always attached to a person, not a rail. If it's a bag emergency, the lead shortens, not ties. The piles on Friday. Look, I pick up. That path is a minefield. How do I prove it's not me when someone misses? You don't carry the whole green belt on your back. You carry bags and a backup roll, you double-check your dog's spots, and you post a photo in the portal one morning this week. Topping bags at station, carrying extras. Happy to hand a bag to anyone who needs one. Half the battle is visibility of effort. Also, we're adding a note to the minutes to restock that station every other day. That's on us. The balcony wedge. I wedged it so the door wouldn't slam in the wind. He likes the air. And he can have air with you there. The rule is no unattended animals on balconies because drops and falls and items tossed become life and death in a blink. The easy fix. A self-closing hinge on that gate, a lock that clicks, and if you want breeze, a pet height screen or mesh secured on the inside rail so paws don't slip. He sits out when you sit out. If you need to step away, he goes inside. That's not a punishment. That's avoiding a headline. My next-door neighbor is walking over. She's the one who posted the night siren comment. Please do not turn my landing into a jury box. 20 seconds, then we solve. Please. Short update. The dog stays, the fines pause while we implement a plan. We're stopping late-night bark cycles with exercise, white noise, and desensitization. We're ending tethers to common rails, hands-free leash only. We're bagging every time with a backup roll and topping up the station. And we're supervising on the balcony with a self-closing latch and interior mesh so paws can't dangle. If anyone hears a bark loop after 10 p.m., text me and I'll take him inside within 2 minutes. No debates in the hallway, just fixes. That would have saved my Wednesday. I don't hate your dog. I hate hearing the same bark like a metronome when I'm trying to get a baby to sleep. Understood. Tell me exactly what you want me to do tonight. Not in 6 weeks. Tonight is triage. A 30-minute walk before 9. Snuffle mat or frozen lick at 9:30. White noise near the door and blinds down on the window that faces the dumpster. Balcony closed and latched at 10, and an alarm on your phone at 10:05 to check that he's asleep. If he vocalizes in a loop, you either sleep in the living room the next 2 nights to interrupt it, or you borrow a friend's crate and start gradual crate comfort with a high-value chew so he settles. No punishment for noise. Structure, chew, dark fan. I work swing shift 2 nights this week. I can't be home at 10:30. Do I lose by default? You win with coverage. Your walker or sitter stays to 11:00 this week. If that's not possible, you board for those 2 late nights at a quiet home boarder who knows separation anxiety. It's temporary. A week of clean nights resets the complaint pattern. After quiet nights stick, you taper coverage with recordings to verify he stays calm. Recordings? 2 kinds. Your doorbell cam pointed inside, privacy on, no neighbor windows, listens for bark amplitude, and a cheap sound meter app on a spare phone near the door logs peaks. You don't need a lab. You need a graph that shows no spikes after 10 for 7 days. You upload that screenshot and things stop feeling personal. What about the dumpster lid? It slams and he loses his mind. Can the HOA pad it? Yes. The property manager will add a soft close strip next week. Until then, your white noise masks the clang. Also, we'll ask the hauler to swap pickups to after 8 a.m. if their route allows. We can't promise, but we can ask. Leash rule. I'm not arguing. I hate loose dogs more than anyone. But my walker says some residents let dogs off leash only in the morning. Off leash in common areas is a hard no. Your fix is simple and you model it. 6-foot leash in hand, no flexi extending into blind corners, and yield at stair turns. If a loose dog approaches, you stand between and ask the owner to leash. If they don't, video 1 clear clip of the off-leash and send it to the manager, not the app. We will address it. You don't earn your fine off someone else's violation, but you deserve fair enforcement across the board. The greenbelt piles make me crazy. How do we stop that without turning neighbors into cops? By making it easier to comply than to fail. We're adding 2 more stations, a sign with humor not scolding. Your dog can't read. You can. And we're restocking bags on Mon-Wed Fry. You, meanwhile, clip a bag canister to the leash and a light for dawn dusk so you don't miss a spot. Also, walk 10 feet off the path for the potty break, then back to the path. That reduces staining and friction. Small habit, huge effect. Noise windows during the day. I work from home sometimes. If he barks at the mail carrier at noon, do I owe the block silence? Daytime is not library time. The rule is excessive barking, persistent without attempts to correct. A 2-bark alert at noon, followed by quiet, and a treat is life. A 20-minute loop is a violation. We're aiming for short, managed, and rare. Invite your neighbor to text once if it loops. You'll redirect immediately. My neighbor looks like she wants to say something without detonating. Give us 1 sentence, and we'll use it.